Handshake?
No.
No handshakes.
What you?
Okay, I'll take it, and I'll take it.
No, I'm not surprised for me. Like, I see him like.
Artur Beterbiev is in full beast mode, and he's not playing around. He's made it crystal clear that Dmitry Bivol is nothing more than a stepping stone to his legacy. No respect, no fear, just pure destruction in his mind.
Let's run the tape.
And if his words weren't enough, he recently dropped a training video that sent chills through the boxing world. In it, he's hammering the heavy bag like it insulted his family, throwing bone-crushing punches with the kind of power that turns lights out. His speed, his ferocity, it's all on another level. Beterbiev isn't just preparing for a fight, he's preparing for a demolition job, and Bivol is the target.
Нужно сделать 100 pounds. Это немного.
Not only Beterbiev, but Dmitry Bivol isn't also just fighting for belts, he's fighting for his pride this time. In the final moments before his rematch with Artur Beterbiev, Bivol spoke with fire in his voice, making it clear that this one was personal.
I want revenge. I want.
Oh wow, you want revenge?
Like I wanna be winner. I wanna win him.
No, to be honest, you see your opponents before,
Right.
and you see them in the ring the same. Yeah.
Revenge is on his mind, and he's not shying away from it. He's not just here to reclaim gold. He's here to erase the bitter taste of defeat and prove that he's still the best. What stings him the most is being called a former world champion.
Now I don't want only the belts. I want, there is something more inside of me.
That label doesn't sit right with him, and he refuses to let it define his legacy. While he won't let his past loss eat away at him, he knows one thing for sure: he can't let it happen again.
Of course I don't like to hear that former world champion or ex-world champion or I have one loss. I don't like it, but I cannot think too much about it. I just don't have time to think about it and to pity myself about it. I don't like it. I want to move forward. Yeah, it happened. Okay, let's close this door, move forward.
In a recent interview, former unified lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Lopez confidently predicted that Beterbiev would hurt Bivol in their second encounter, emphasizing the formidable power and relentless aggression that Beterbiev brings to the ring.
Who you got February 22nd, Bivol or Beterbiev? I think same outcome, Beterbiev. But rooting for Bivol. Hopefully he does better than the first time. If anything, I think Beterbiev is gonna hurt Bivol this time around. But kudos to Bivol, man. He boxed very well, but he just didn't show enough grit in the last championship rounds. It's a great fight.
Their first encounter in October was nothing short of a pugilistic symphony, culminating in Beterbiev unifying the light heavyweight division. The judges' scorecards read 115 to 113, 116 to 112, and 114 to 114, awarding Beterbiev a majority decision victory. However, the decision was not without its detractors. Bivol's camp vociferously contested the scoring, with his manager asserting, "We believe Dmitry did enough to win. The judges saw it differently, but we want the rematch to set the record straight." According to Eddie Hearn, he hadn't come across a single person who truly believed Beterbiev deserved the win. From boxing analysts to passionate fans, the consensus was clear. Bivol had done more than enough to get his hand raised. His precise counterpunching, slick movement, and rock-solid defense stood out, making many question the judge's decision.
I don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev and his team because they're just incredible fighters. But I find it sickening that after a lifetime of hard work, Dmitry Bivol is not undisputed champion tonight. He won that fight I struggled to find anybody on our road, a row behind, on the TV rows, who didn't score the fight to Dmitry Bivol.
A large number of boxing fans and analysts were convinced that Dmitry Bivol had done more than enough to earn the victory. His sharp counterpunching and disciplined defense stood out, making many question the final result. Eddie Hearn went as far as to call the decision outrageous, even stating that one of the judges should never work in this sport again.
To find a judge give that fight 116, 112 and give Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds in that fight, this judge should never work in the sport again. And I'm sorry, and everything you're going to get out Dmitry is, I can do better. It's boxing. I take the judge's scorecard, but I don't buy it, because you don't deserve that after that performance. It was an absolute boxing masterclass. It was the perfect performance.
The bout itself was a masterclass in contrasting styles. Bivol, known for his technical prowess and defensive acumen, utilized his footwork and jab to keep Beterbiev at bay in the early rounds. His strategy was to accumulate points and frustrate the aggressor. Beterbiev, on the other hand, embodied relentless aggression, stalking his opponent and delivering thunderous blows that left an indelible mark. In the aftermath of the initial showdown between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult offered a candid perspective. He suggested that Bivol's best opportunity to defeat Beterbiev may have been in their first encounter, especially considering Beterbiev was reportedly not at his peak due to a knee injury.
I had an interview with Beterbiev. I asked him a question. You'll see it, and he laughed. And I knew what that laugh meant. I think that Bivol's best chance to beat him was that fight. Beterbiev, he was out for some time, and he was coming back from a knee repair. I think Beterbiev couldn't put pressure on that foot to deliver the power he usually delivers. I'm telling you, that was his best opportunity.
Showbiz implied that with Beterbiev now fully recovered, the challenge for Bivol in the rematch could be significantly more daunting.
Beterbiev was knocking everybody out right until then, and that was his fight back from his knee repair. Clarissa Shields said something like that against Perkins. He said, I tore my shoulder, I gotta do surgery, that's why I wasn't jabbing much. That's why she kept throwing the overhand right. She messed up her shoulder. It's just like Shakur Stevenson, or he's running. That dude couldn't throw his left. Tank's fight against Pitbull ain't aging well. It aged crazy because Tank beat him with one hand. I'm just saying, the Beterbiev he fought, that was his best chance to me. I got Beterbiev.
Veteran trainer Russ Anber shared his thoughts on Artur Beterbiev's last fight against Dmitry Bivol, believing that the version of Beterbiev seen that night wasn't the best one. He pointed out that Beterbiev was coming off knee surgery and didn't seem as aggressive as usual, appearing more cautious in his approach.
But I do believe that Beterbiev can improve on his last performance. I don't think we saw Beterbiev at his best. I think he had had surgery on the knee. He wasn't coming back, wasn't as forceful as he usually is. He seemed to be a lot more conservative. I personally gave him the edge at the end of the fight. I thought he closed out the last 3 rounds quite solid. I thought he showed that he was able to hurt Bivol. I think he can improve on his performance.
Russ Anber also emphasized the challenge ahead for Dmitry Bivol, stating that if Bivol wants to win the rematch, he'll need to bring something special to the table. With Beterbiev likely to be in better shape and more aggressive this time, Anber believes Bivol must elevate his performance to an entirely new level to keep up.
Bivol's going to have to come up with something. He's going to have to pull something out of the hat to come up with a better performance than overtake whatever Beterbiev brings to the table. So, but at least it's a great fight. At least the rematch is made, and that's great for boxing.
During the last fight, as the fight progressed, Beterbiev's power began to tell. He rocked Bivol on multiple occasions, particularly in the championship rounds, showcasing why he is considered one of the most formidable punchers in the sport. Bivol, to his credit, displayed remarkable resilience, absorbing punishment and firing back with combinations that highlighted his technical superiority. The final bell rang with both fighters believing they had done enough. The judges sided with Beterbiev, but the narrow margins and the disputed nature nature of the decision left fans clamoring for a rematch. Promoter Frank Warren encapsulated the sentiment, stating, "This is the fight the world wants to see again. Two warriors, unfinished business, it's what boxing is all about." Now, as the rematch looms on February 22nd at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, both camps are making bold proclamations. Beterbiev's promoter, Bob Arum, has promised a more decisive outcome, asserting a different Artur Beterbiev will be looking for a knockout in his rematch with Dmitry Bivol. No, Bivol, ever the tactician, acknowledges the need for adjustments. "I have to make some changes," he admitted. "I know what I need to do to win this time." Mark Ramsey fired back at Eddie Hearn's comments about the last bout, hinting that Hearn's frustration might stem from their team's recent string of victories, especially over fighters from Hearn's own stable. Ramsey pointed out that they had just defeated one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world, making it hard to take Hearn's criticism seriously.
But listen, we came back from beating the best, probably the best boxer pounds for pounds. I don't know what exactly he see, but it's not showing in a result and in a fight. Like, it's maybe because we beat so many of his guys in a recent year that he's a little bit frustrated about us.
Despite the remarks, Ramsey made it clear that Artur Beterbiev wasn't personally bothered by Hearn's words. He acknowledged that Hearn was likely just trying to stir up excitement for the fight, but at the same time, he felt the comments lacked a certain level of respect.
I don't think Artur really take that personally. He knows that Eddie Hearns tried to sell the show a little bit. But in the same time, this is not respectful, because I will give you that example. As a coach, I never talk to a fighter directly because I respect fighter. You know, it's easy to me to say we're gonna do this and this to Bivol, but at the end of the day, I will push my fighter there and I go down the stairs and I'm never gonna have to face my word.
Taking things a step further, Ramsey criticized the way Hearn promoted the fight, arguing that there's a difference between selling a matchup and crossing the line. He believed Hearn's approach was unfair, especially because at the end of the day, it's the fighters, not the promoters, who have to put everything on the line once they step into the ring.
And this is where I believe Eddie Hearn's doing a mistake. Like, he's tried to promote the show, we all understand that, and this is his job. But the way he did last time is very unrespectful, because he can say whatever he wants. He's never gonna have to face those words.
The stakes couldn't be higher. Beterbiev, with a perfect record and a knockout ratio that strikes fear into opponents, is determined to silence any doubters. Bivol, whose only blemish is the controversial loss to Beterbiev, is driven by a desire for redemption and the opportunity to reclaim his status atop the division. Heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk didn't hold back when giving his take on the much-debated showdown between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Weighing in on the fight's outcome, Usyk firmly believed that Beterbiev had done enough to secure the win, hinting that outside influences may have played a role in the final decision.
Last question for you, on the way to rush to go. Beterbiev, Bivol, you watched the fight. Who do you think won the fight?
Yeah, I watched this fight. I think Bivol win this fight. Oh, not Bivol, but Beterbiev win.
You scored it to him?
Listen, for me, I say for me like a 6-6 for round. Yeah. But more % win Beterbiev. Last 3 round 100% win Beterbiev.
Reflecting on the fight, he broke it down round by round and made his stance clear. Usyk stated in a candid interview, "I watched the fight. I think Beterbiev won. For me, I say 6-6 for rounds, but the more important rounds was Beterbiev." Jai Opetaia broke down the highly anticipated rematch between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, highlighting the key strategies each fighter needs to implement. He explained that Bivol's best chance of winning lies in his movement. He must constantly cut angles and keep the fight at a distance to stay out of Beterbiev's striking range. Opetaia explained, Bivol has got to move, cut angles, and keep him at his range. Beterbiev has got to do the complete opposite, walk him down and try to clip him. Looking ahead, Opetaia believes that if the fight goes the full 12 rounds, Bivol has the edge due to his technical skills and ability to rack up points. However, he also emphasized just how dangerous Beterbiev is, warning that a single clean shot could change everything. He added, "I think if it goes to the scorecards, Bivol wins, but Beterbiev is such a dangerous fighter. As long as Bivol doesn't get clipped and in trouble, I think Bivol wins on points." Artur Beterbiev is known for his relentless pressure and fight-ending power, and that's exactly why he would prefer a 15-round fight against Dmitry Bivol. The longer the fight, the better his chances of landing the kind of devastating shots that have given him a perfect knockout record.
I prefer if we have a couple rounds more.
15 rounds?
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
But you told me you're not a student of boxing, but now you're talking about 15 rounds.
Yeah, but because I'm not a good boxer, I need more rounds.
Because you need more rounds to improve.
Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez has shared his thoughts on the anticipated rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol.
Believe in my skills and I'm very confident with how strong I am.
What is it about you and facing champions?
In a previous interview, Canelo analyzed the potential strategies for the rematch, suggesting that Bivol's success would hinge on his conditioning and tactical approach. He remarked, "I think if Bivol has the condition and good game plan to go there, in and out, and do all these things, I think he wins." Artur Beterbiev is the only world champion in boxing with a 100% knockout ratio, finishing all of his opponents inside the distance. With 20 wins and 20 knockouts, his raw power and relentless pressure make him one of the most feared punchers in the sport. His ability to break opponents down comes from a mix of heavy hands, precision, and brutal strength. When Bivol faced Artur Beterbiev, he experienced something entirely different: raw, unstoppable power. Reflecting on the sheer strength of Beterbiev, Bivol described what it felt like to land punches on him, saying, "It's like hitting a wall."
Did you feel that your power hand was as effective as you wanted it to be? Or was it like banging on an anvil?
Well, he's like a wall, to be honest. I didn't throw my punches to break this wall. I was throwing it to target, because with guys like him, if you're trying to break the wall, you could be catching the trap.
For his part, Bivol exuded confidence ahead of the fight, making it clear that he believed in his skills and had no doubt he could take down Beterbiev to become the undisputed champion.
I'm in boxing since I remember myself. I have all of it, all boxing skills to beat him.
Amidst all this chaos, David Benavidez is patiently waiting in line for the winner of Beterbiev versus Bivol, and he's made it clear that he wants his shot at the undisputed light heavyweight champion. After dominating the super middleweight division and struggling to secure a fight with Canelo Alvarez, Benavidez has set his sights on bigger challenges. David Benavidez recently shared his thoughts on the Beterbiev versus Bivol rematch and his potential move to light heavyweight. He revealed that he plans to be in attendance for the fight on February 22nd, hinting that his future could be tied to the winner. Benavidez said, "I think we're gonna go over there on February 22nd, so we'll probably figure everything out. But yeah, that is probably too much of a long time. We'll see what happens, man." But the good thing is that we got a lot of big things coming up. As the boxing world braces for this epic showdown, fans are left to ponder. Ade Oladipo didn't hide where his loyalties lie, openly declaring himself a big supporter of Dmitry Bivol. He admitted that his admiration for Bivol runs deep, making it impossible for him to pick against him in the upcoming rematch with Artur Beterbiev.
I'm Team Bivol all the way. I love him too much to go against him now, but that is just... I mean, I know people are saying this is fight of the year, right? Undisputed heavyweight title fight, I get it. But Bivol Beterbiev is the fight of the year. There's no two ways about it.
Breaking down the fight, Oladipo explained why it promises to be a spectacle. He emphasized the stark contrast in styles. Bivol, the slick technician with sharp defense and calculated aggression, versus Beterbiev, a relentless force of destruction who breaks opponents down with sheer power. The collision of these two elite fighters, each with a distinct approach, is what makes this fight so intriguing to him.
Because this is guaranteed, no arguments, number one versus number two. Like number three, so far in the distance, I don't even know who number three is. This is an astoundingly good fight between two incredible fighters, two different styles. You've got Bivol, that's a slick back foot fighter that can be aggressive. You've got Beterbiev, who's just a wrecking machine.
Roy Jones Jr. shared his insight on the highly anticipated showdown between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, breaking down the key factors that could determine the outcome. He highlighted a significant difference between the two. Beterbiev had been dropped in past fights, while Bivol had never been knocked down. In Jones's view, that durability could be a game changer when the two finally meet in the ring.
No. Not 50-50. One, Beterbiev is 38 years old. Beterbiev has been down.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Bivol had never been down. Bivol been in there with who at the time was pound the best, which was Canelo Alvarez. Made him look like nothing. So I'm not saying it's 50-50. Beterbiev got everything to show me to bring it back up to 50-50. Right now, Bivol has the advantage 60-40. Now, Beterbiev is a hell of a guy and a hell of a fighter and has an awesome power.
He also challenged the idea that this was a true 50-50 fight. While many see it as an evenly matched contest, Jones believed otherwise, arguing that Bivol's defensive mastery and ability to absorb punishment without faltering gave him a clear advantage.
But he also has been down. So it's like when I look at that, I always look at stuff from where I used to see things standpoint.
Yeah.
And the way I saw it, if somebody else knocked you down, I got to get you down. You understand me? Now, that's a hell of a punch to walk through to get him down, though. So it's a very dangerous game that people all got to play because Beterbiev is the best puncher probably ever in that division. You understand me? So it's a great fight. If it's 50-50, it's because of his puncher power. Maybe he may land, and maybe he may.
With both fighters bringing their own unique weapons to the ring, Beterbiev's unstoppable power and Bivol's elite defense, the stage is set for an electrifying showdown. Will Beterbiev's pressure and knockout streak be too much to handle, or will Bivol's precision and resilience lead him to victory once again? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Who do you think walks away as the undisputed champion? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fight breakdowns and expert analysis.